Moments are small things. They drift through the mind's night sky like old snow. If enough come, they cling to each other. Like mothers to their frightened children, huddled close, bowed in silence, awaiting the flash that will freeze them into memory. Ice on the mind's landscape, cold and smooth and gleaming, and the tour may never come. Many years ago, a wise man sat in the heart of his order's temple. Through a life devoted to self-mastery, he had grown to resist the pull of earthly longing. Here, he wore the necklace of life, the lengthy rope of suffering that held aloft tiny pearls of joy with quiet strength and dignity. The monk was content. The only goal left to achieve was enlightenment. And many students of the temple believed that he would attain it within this lifetime. In moments of deep meditation, he shared their hopes. And then one late summer's day, with the sweet scents of sakura and pine filling his deep inward breath, a man came to him. The man was known to the sage. He was a kind immigrant who gave generously and often to the order's many causes. He also made powerful medicines for the nearby village and was compelled to ease the hearts of those that withered from the Great War's sickness. Years before, when the man was to take a local scholar to be his bride, the monk was honored to perform their marriage ceremony. It was a day of great joy, much unlike this one. The man grieved, his eyes burned with the sadness of a love lost too soon. The monk listened to a tale etched in sorrow. It was of a slow and painful decay, of a vibrant life that succumbed to the body's own betrayal. He listened to the man. He could hear the gathering clouds of regret and doubt, the sharp thunderclaps of bitter rage, and something stirred. Distant tremors rumbled deep within, and he remembered the gentle face of a young woman from the village, the warm and loving eyes that were now closed to this life. But great discipline had trained his mind, honed it to let the storm of emotions pass through him like winter wind. He spoke softly, telling the man that a radiant lantern may dim and cease to pierce the darkness, but that a sunrise will always follow. The words were lost on the wind and replaced by something else. The man was due to leave the village that very day and came to the monk with the sole request. He would give something to him which was to be buried within the temple grounds for safekeeping. He would not leave until he received an answer. The sage stared at the box for a long time, for he knew the sacred treasures that it carried. He had seen it once before, as it belonged to the family of the young scholar. She had spoken of the old ways and how they were fading from the world. He remembered gazing at its contents with fascination and awe. He was bound by honor and by a burning need to see an end to the man's suffering. So he agreed. season passed. Each day, the monk sat at the foot of the great Buddha in silence, and the box had yet to find its way into the dark soil. Though his posture was unchanged, his heart had been turned. This did not go unnoticed. With the falling of the leaves, his student came to him. The young monk was brazen and addressed his master in cold tones. He spoke of many things: neglect, distraction, and the traps of chaos. In a final accusation, 6 words lashed from his tongue like angry serpents.
Perhaps the master has become attached.
The sage was quick to soften the blow. He claimed that the inherent wisdom of the ancient treasures could yield a greater understanding of all things. But soon he would do as the man had asked and bury the box. The student refused to listen. Instead, he spoke on behalf of the order and decreed that the box and its contents would be sold in the city. That sum would then be used to restore the temple to its former glory, bringing men from every nation to worship at their side. He believed that this one act would surely bring them closer to achieving an earthly nirvana. The monk did not question or reason or argue. He would either bend his will and surrender that which he had promised to protect, or he would sacrifice the only life he had ever known. It struck his heart with a sureness, a fierceness of clarity. He had given his word, and his word was his bond. That night, the monk left his home. He had no possessions to gather, save for his robes and the old wooden box. The order would banish him from their minds, though mentions of a strange Shinto priest in the north bearing the Buddhist mark would likely conjure memories. But only memories. Moments, flashes, little deaths. Ice melts. The snow turns to rain. And it all washes away. So far from home, and so tired. I can do little in this place with the weight of my burden, save to lighten the loads of others.
We are just so many drunks. With the curtains drawn and the radio on. Kiss me now. I'm dying. Ain't you a strange one? But I seen stranger. I seen the goddess in the wind and the punishment of rain. I seen the white buffalo was poking its head out of the moon. It's the last days. One more drink and I'll burst into flame. You gonna help me, brother? Help me sleep through the end? Shit, this'll give me 100 years. A big sleep.
Not helping. Only easing the pain as I sink deeper into it.
Hey. Where you going? I'll take you places. Show you things.
You are a child.
Gotta earn my allowance. You like butterscotch, old man? Have a taste. Make you young again.
Take this. Go home.
But don't you want me?
I want you, baby. Daddy wants you. Give me that and feel how much.
Oh, God. Yes. Oh, Daddy, yes.
I'm lost in it, lost in a black fever. Something stirs inside and calls my name. I can barely hear it.
I speak the truth.
Over the voice of another.
And the great and terrible wheel will turn. And the evil men will be crushed beneath its revolution. For it is a device of their own making. But it knows no master. Your hate fuels it. Your fear feeds it. Your greed allows it to be. You worship a system that will stop at nothing to deceive you and to make you forget the truth. That we come from the light into the darkness of this world with a divine purpose. That we must perform our sacred duty and be willing to sacrifice that which was given to us. I ask you, what have you given today? What have you sacrificed?
I do not know. Is this what you want?
No! You are blind, but the day is coming when we will see the signs. We will all see!
It is no longer a whisper in my memory. It is a shriek of agony. So far from home, so little strength left. And the soul jar opens. Help me. Rest somewhere green.
Yo, man, you got lots of green.
Please. Just go.
Yeah, when you just give me the fucking money.
No.
Dumbass Slant, just give it to me.
His voice becomes mine, and I can only bear witness. Yes, take it. You dare to touch me, to dress me with venom? You are diseased. You wallow in white sickness. You cover the filth. You keep me from my earned bliss.
My face, my fucking face! Somebody, help me!
Help awaits you on the wheel wrench. The true wheel of death and rebirth.
God, please. Please.
Mommy. Her mother. Clinging to her frightened children. His mind is in mine, distracted by the memory. And with a desperate strength I twist. And snare him once more. Run away. Run away. From me.
No! These streets rarely see mercy. What kind of man would I be if I turned away?
You are not afraid?
The fool puts his head in the lion's mouth. The wise man refuses, knowing that the beast's hunger will someday claim him. The believer knows this truth, and puts his head in anyway. Give me your hand. I live at a men's shelter nearby. I could bring you some food.
No food. Just green. Somewhere green.
Will this do?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Careful, friend. There's more to fear in this city than the likes of you.
His kind words fade like smoke, and I do not hear him leave. Goku is silent for now, sleeping in my mind. I sit at the foot of an old tree in the heart of a dark city. And I breathe. They are small breaths for small moments. Moments of anguish and regret and unexpected kindness. I breathe and freeze them into memory.
Make this quick, Colonel. Time to cut the cord.
Sir. We appreciate your cooperation in this exercise. Both of you. I trust you're feeling well.
Better than your lieutenants.
Cheeky bugger.
The consulate should accept you in the morning. Normally it would be open now, but something has led to a staff exodus of sorts.
Perhaps they know something you don't, Colonel. Or something you do. Then again, perhaps they wish to be closer to Mecca for Ramadan.
Yes, perhaps. But for those bound by duty, home is worn close to the heart. Here. Goodbye, Nahid. Allah be with you.
Hey, wait up. It's way colder than usual tonight. I'm just going to hail a cab home from here. So, where are you going?
Nowhere.
Well, technically you were going somewhere, as your feet were moving you in a straight line at a steady pace for several seconds there. Distance being speed times time, and you've got some time to kill. But on the other hand, if you travel far and fast enough, the time factor drops to 0. Time being distance over speed, right? Right. So, the colonel called you Nahid back there. The file I saw said that your first name was Abdullah. When I was 10, my father took me to a wrestling match in Montreal. The main event was in a steel cage, the Iron Sheik versus Abdullah the Butcher. I thought Abdullah was crazy. Here's this 300-pound black dude who's jamming a fork into his gut and his face, and he's bleeding everywhere. Buckets. I was sure he was going to die, so I started crying. My dad just rubs my hair and says, "Don't worry, son. The good guys don't die." Well, the Sheik wins the match. 6 guys carry the Butcher out on a stretcher, and I'm like a total baby at this point. Then Dad goes to take me backstage, and I'm scared shitless. I had no desire to see a big, bloody, dead black man. But we round a corner, and there he is, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, signing autographs and posing for pictures. He was about to leave, but saw me hiding behind my dad's legs. He moved my dad aside, reached down with these elephant arms, and lifted me up against the wall. He had small band-aids all over his face, and I remember going to touch one, but Dad stepped in and said we should let the busy man go. He put my hand to his face and said in this gentle voice that I'll never forget, "It's okay, kid. I'm just a sucker for punishment. I ain't leaving yet." When we were driving home, my father said, "See, Ray, the good guys don't die, and the good guys don't leave." 3 months later, he divorces Mom and moves to Utah. Probably a Mormon with 6 wives by now. Fucking hump.
Take care with your words.
Excuse me?
I said to take care with your words, little man. A father commands a son's respect, even from the likes of you.
Now there's some gratitude for saving a man's vision. So take a look. You're in America now. Here, men have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of assholicness. If they're not boozers or drug addicts or porn freaks or money-grubbing cheaters, then they're plain old fucking jerks. It might not be like that back in Babylon, but I wouldn't know. Your dad hasn't let your mom out of her veil long enough to tell me.
Thank you for allowing me to see the true enemy. As the bombs fall and the infants wail and the grandmothers burn in their beds, we have only you to thank. Gluttons consuming more and more until your engines run dry, and then returning to rape the sands again. In your greed, you rally the world to the twin lies of terror and freedom. You rouse hatred in all corners for the children of Islam. You give our men guns to fight your battles and then strangle us with sanctions when we prosper. Is it any wonder that we dream of the day that you choke on your arrogance?
No. Please. I'm not like them.
I sat chained in the heart of your war machine, helpless in the face of it. I felt you, saw you, invade me. The hand around your throat is tainted, but the other remains clean. Shall I soil it too? Stain it red with the blood of an American? No.
Jesus! What's wrong with you? Christ!
Father.
Oh God. Help! Somebody, please! Anybody! Help us!